Hey guys, Faxi Nadu here, and today we're with the Clavia Nord Micro Modular. Now this is a digital modular system. There are many different versions of this that came out over the years. This was from the first generation. The first generation, today we call it, I guess, the G1, but back then it was called just the Nord Modular. It came in a keyboard version, in a rack mount version, and in the Micro Modular version. The difference between the Micro Modular and the actual Nord Modular is basically the power and the amount of polyphony that you could achieve with it. But as you'll see, the Nord Micro Modular itself can also do many things on its own, and it comes at a good price today, and it's a very nice machine. So first of all, what you get is a small rugged little box, metal case with really good knobs. There's no wear and tear for this over the years. It would be really hard to mess this up, to ruin this device. It's really sturdy, and there should be no problems with anything that you find. So you get this box, and inside there's a little computer which generates all this wonderful sound that you make basically on the computer using the editor that comes supplied with the Nord Micro Modular. So this is the same editor for the regular modular and the Micro Modular, and like I've said, the basic limitation is polyphony. The minute you max out your DSP, your polyphony drops down, and then it gets to the point, if you're like on one polyphony, and it just gets to the point where the system will tell you that it just cannot load any more modules. There's no more DSP available. So there's not really much to say about the box itself. There's more to say about the program, but just before, I want to make sure that you guys realize something. If you're kind of thinking about this device and have wanted it over the years, as you notice on the device itself, you have your normal audio ins and out, which is really standard. But what you have here is MIDI in, MIDI out, PC in, PC out. And as you notice over here, I've got on the back my PC in and out connected, as well as a MIDI in connected. Now what this does, this is the communication for the machine with the editor, the PC in and the PC out. You must have these connected in order for the editor to work. So this might seem really trivial to you guys, but if you have a normal sound chain with your MIDI out from your PC, and you hook this up over here, there's no way to get MIDI into this device. So you'll be working either with the editing patches, or sending notes and whatever, and sequencing and actually using this instrument. So this could be a really big turnoff for you guys that can't do what I can do over here, and I'll show you how I can do it. Because on the Nord Micro Modular you'll have just 3 knobs, so you'll set up a patch with tons of stuff to do, and you'd have no way to control it in real time. Not with the mouse and not with the knobs. You'll have just 3 parameters, because you'll have to close the program and connect your normal MIDI. So I can do it because on my computer I actually have 2 sound cards. The scope system consists of 2 cards, and they both have different MIDI drivers. So I have actually double MIDI in and MIDI out for my computer. So I can dedicate one to the PC in, PC out, as you can see over here. MIDI 1, MIDI 2. And the minute I click it on 2 and enable it, it recognizes that the Micro Modular is connected here. Now I can also connect my DAW over to my other MIDI from my computer. And I can actually send this thing notes and have the editor open at the same time, which is really cool. So this is something that most of you won't be able to do, so just keep that in mind. If you do have a system that lets you do what I'm doing right over here, perfect. So let's get into the device itself right now. So what you have is the editor over here, and it's actually really simple and intuitive. It's really compared to the scope modular, it's a very similar system. You have in both systems modules for everything, and over here they're laid out up here. There's not a ton of modules, right? There's not so many of them. The G2, which is the next generation of this modular, has already many more modules and many more things that you can do. So keep also that in mind, that the G2 is much more advanced than the original Nord Modular. So you lay out your design. You can send it to the synth afterwards. Save it on the computer. You can have as many patches as you want saved to the computer, of course, and it's really easy to send to the device. The communication itself is really tight. There's no problem. Any knob that you want to assign to one of these three knobs that you have over here on the front panel is really easily assigned. All you have to do is right click the knob, and you notice here I have 18 because these 18 knobs are the knobs available on the big Nord Modular. So I only have knobs 1 through 3, so I can assign it to knob 1, for example, and that'll move the filter. And if you're getting into the sound of this device, it can be really wild. So I'm using the Yamaha DX200 as a MIDI controller and sequencer. As you can hear the sound, it's very digital, but like it's not like the clean kind of digital, it's the raw kind of digital. It's a very interesting sound palette to my ears. The filters are great in my opinion. And even if you don't have that many modules compared to the scope modular, you can still do a ton of stuff. One thing to keep in mind is there are, let's take for example this patch, there are no effects. Well, there are a few, but there are no real effects on the Nord Modular. What you do get is okay, it's got to be down here. You get a stereo chorus and a phaser. The delay line is not really a delay effect. It's just a delay line that you can build sort of chorus and phasers from, and you can do physical modeling, synthesis and stuff like that, but it's not an actual delay line. And you get some overdrive and distortions, compressor, and ring and amplitude modulator and digitizer. But what you don't get is you don't get a big reverb, you don't get delay lines, all that stuff that makes other synths really pretty. So if you're listening to the sound of this device, just keep it in mind. This is dry sound. This is the raw sound coming out of this device. So just to illustrate, knob 2. Let's give it some delay from the scope. Oops. You get a really cool sound out of this thing. Filter is really steaming. Now, as you notice on this patch, for example, just this is taking up a lot of polyphony. That's the maximum polyphony for this patch is 1 polyphony. There will be patches where even the micro will let you play with polyphony, but they'll be really simple stuff. For example, this thing is 5 poly. But it's a really simple synth, not to say that it sounds bad or anything. So this would have 6 polyphony. But there's other stuff. You can also make huge patches. You can make really big stuff that doesn't really need polyphony or anything like that. For example, let me find one of those. They have some examples here where they have whole synthesis chains. Oh. 1 second. I can't find one. And you have some silly stuff. So you can do actually a lot of stuff, as you can see, even with a limited polyphony and all of that. One of the cooler things on this, on the whole system, I think, to me, is the additive synthesis. It sounds great. Everything is very lush and very precise, and as you've noticed me walking around the presets, you know, the stuff has a definite unique tone to it and unique feel to it. It sounds like no other machine to my ears. It doesn't even sound like the Nord lead, and it doesn't sound like the G2. So the modular and micro modular, they sound like themselves, unique, really nice. One more thing that I can show you real quickly is that, as you can see, it also has audio ins. You can use it as an effects device. You can use it as a vocoder. You can do stuff like that with it. So just for the example, I have here just a stereo filter, and all I'm doing is passing, you know, this external audio through the filters. So, the prices that you go for today, you have to really kind of think what you want to get out of it. The Nord G2, in all its versions, comes with a USB connection, and you don't need this whole double MIDI sort of thing. But it's much more expensive. But then if you go down to the original Nord modular, then the rack version with the 18 knobs and this one, the price difference that I find is not that really big, you know. These you could find for around $250 US more or less, and the rack version, the bigger version, you can find for $350 maybe, so $400, something like that. So the difference isn't that huge. You might consider you want the bigger brother, but if you don't really mind polyphony that much, and you don't mind the double MIDI, and even if you don't have double MIDI, but you say, you know, I want to build myself some cool filter patches, I'll use this as an external effect box or something like that, then this is really a good buy for the price. And it is a definite interesting way to get into digital modulars, and it's a good sounding one. It's a classic one, and it is a unique sounding one. So if you have the chance, try to pick up a Nord modular or a Nord micro modular. At least get a little bit into it and check out how it sounds and the way it works. So check out our other videos. Faxi Nadu, have a good one. Bye bye.